Hi, Andy. Good morning. Online people, can you please confirm me my voice is audible or not?
Audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I hope you are able to see my screen also.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So as part of yesterday's session, we discussed about compute engine. And after that, we discussed about how to connect to compute engine by using putty shell. And in this process, we discussed about putty gen to generate the keys. And after that, we configured keys in compute engine. After that, we opened putty and connected to virtual machine. So these are all the activities we performed as part of our yesterday's session. Now just will continue on the same topic. Now actually till yesterday what we have done already. So we created our compute engine from console. Okay, but as we discussed earlier, every GCP component, what we can do here, we can able to access from the console, or we can able to access from the cloud SDK, or we can able to access the same thing by using the Python programming. So far we discussed about how to create the compute engine from the console. Now today, first we'll discuss about how we can able to perform the same. Yes, sorry.
Sorry to interrupt. Actually, yesterday we created one compute engine, right? So today I want to, if I do practice, do I create a new compute engine or generate new key?
Yes, someone is asking. Yesterday he created the engine. So for today's practice, can I use the same engine? So actually, what I told you yesterday or review yesterday, Andy, whenever you are creating the compute engine, after completion of your practice, better to stop the engine or better to delete the engine. Otherwise, what will happen? Unnecessarily, it is going to charge the money. Now, for example, if you haven't to stop your compute engine or if you haven't to deleted your compute engine, then you can use the same engine for the purpose of today's practice also. That's your wish, Andy. But my sincere suggestion or sincere advice, after completion of all your practice, better to stop the engine or better to delete the engine. Otherwise, what will happen? Unnecessarily, it is going to charge the money. Okay. And coming back to your question, whatever the compute engine which you created yesterday, if you want, you can use the same engine today also for the purpose of your practice. Is it clear?
What about the key?
Whatever the key yesterday you generated, you can use the same key.
Same key. Okay.
Because already you given the key in your compute engine, right? Already you given the key details in the compute engine, and already you are having the private key file in your local system. When you are connected to the putty, just to give the path of the file, we need to go to auth. We need to go to give the path of the file. With that, from the putty, you can able to connect to the same virtual machine if you want.
Okay. Okay.
So now in the today's session, we are going to discuss about how we can able to create the compute engine by using our cloud SDK. And
Sir,
can you please go on mute? You are not talking.
hello.
Yeah, please.
Sir, this is Yamuna. Yesterday I have pinged, right? Like I'm getting error connection.
Yeah, we'll discuss at
time.
the end of the class only.
Oh, okay. Actually, I've shared your screenshot through console. I got that.
Okay. Yeah, I will open the gates for the questions, Sandy. At that time, you can ask the questions, because when I'm discussing a topic, please don't disturb me. That's first thing. Yeah, definitely I will take your question, and I remember you are facing some issue. At the end of the class, we'll check that issue. Is it fine?
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay. And just tell me one more thing, Andy. So how many of you are facing the issue through the putty shell to connect to virtual machine? Online people, Yamuna, one person is facing the issue. Any other people are facing the issue to connect to virtual machine through the putty shell?
Yesterday it was, sir, but it was done. Oh, yeah, I'm clear.
It's working, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Offline people, anyone facing the issue? Okay. Yamuna, I think only you are facing the issue. So we'll connect after the completion of the class and we'll check that issue. Is it fine?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now my requirement is I want to create the compute engine from the cloud SDK. And now, for example, first I will show you from the console. In the console, if you want to create the virtual machine or if you want to create the compute engine, where we need to go? We need to open the console.cloud.google.com. That is the first step. After that, we need to go to the compute engine. And in the compute engine component, here you can able to see the dashboard like this. In this dashboard, we can able to create the instance. But all these activities when we are performing, if you want to perform the activities from the console, then we are going to perform all these activities. Now from the console, if you want to create the instance, what we have to do? Just we need to click on the create instance. With this, we can able to create the virtual machine. From the console, if you want to create the virtual machine, please click on create instance. Okay. Now in this step, we need to provide the compute engine machine name, and then we need to select all other options. After that, just we need to click on the create. With this, from the console, we can able to create our compute engine. Now I want to perform the same activity by using the cloud SDK. And if you see in the console, in the below, if you observe what we are having, you can see one option called as a equivalent code. If you click on that, just click on the equivalent code. If you click on that, in the right side panel, you can able to see the G-Cloud commands, and where we are going to run these G-Cloud commands, obviously from the Cloud SDK, which is nothing but if you want to populate the commands, or if you want to see the complete lines of the commands, what we can do here, just you can able to click on the equivalent code from the console. From the console, if you are going to click on the equivalent code, automatically what will happen in the right side console, you can able to see complete G-Cloud commands to create your compute engines by using our Cloud SDK. But instead of using this option, we'll try to write the queries manually. But just I'm giving the suggestion to you, whatever the options we are selecting here in the console, by using these options, if you want to generate your G-Cloud commands, what we can do here, just from the console, click on the equivalent code. Once we are going to click on the equivalent code, what will happen? Automatically, it will populate the G-Cloud commands in the right side console. By using these commands, we can able to create the compute engine from the Cloud SDK. Okay. Now my requirement is, I don't want to take the commands here. Then what we can do? You have to type the commands manually from the Cloud SDK. So how to open the Cloud SDK? Just we need to go to the start, open the Google Cloud SDK shell. And after that, just give it as a G-Cloud init for the installing our account. Then give one. Then select your mail ID. In my system, I'm giving it as a 1. And after that, select your project. In my system, I'm selecting my project name as Qt sample. I'm giving it as a 3. Okay. So this is the way simply you can able to connect to your Cloud SDK shell. And now from the Cloud SDK shell, what is our requirement? I want to create the compute engine as per my requirement. So if you want to create the compute engine, we can give the command like this: G-Cloud space compute space instances space create space. Then you have to give your compute engine name. So here I'm giving the compute name is, for example, CDE Srini 19. So this is the name I'm giving here. What is the command we are going to use? G-Cloud. After that, we are giving the compute because I want to create the compute instance. So we are giving it as a G-Cloud space compute space instances. So what you want to do here? You want to create the machine. For that reason, we are giving the command called as a create. After that, I am giving my machine name. And so what is the machine name I'm giving here? I'm giving it as a CDE Srini B19. This is the machine name I'm giving here. So this is the command we can able to use for the purpose of creating the virtual machine. But tell me here, am I passing any values here? Any options? From the console, you are able to see the so many options, Andy. But in this command, I'm not giving any option. If you are not going to give any kind of options, by default, what will happen? By default, it will take all the default options. And in the console also, what we have done, just we open the console, we given the name of the machine, we clicked on the create. Once we are going to perform that activity, what will happen by default? It will take all the default values only for all the available options for the compute engine. In the same way, here also just I'm going to give the create and given the name of the machine. After that, I am not giving any other kind of options. If you are not giving any other kind of options, what will happen? It will create, it will take all the options as a default options and just click on enter. To create virtual machine, this is the command we are going to use. Gcloud space compute space instances space create space. I am given the machine name as Srini B19. This is the command we are using. After giving this command, if you observe here we are seeing all the region names and all these are the region names we are getting here. Now actually when we are going to create the machine, we have to specify the region. Actually, if you observe here, what is the default region we are having in the console? Just I will show you that. See, what is the default region we are having? US West 4B. This is the default region. It is taking as part of creating the virtual machine from the console. Now from the Cloud SDK also, if you see here we can able to see all the Asia and Europe, and we can able to see only Asia and Europe up to here. But if you want to see the other countries information or other regions information, here what we have to do, just we need to click on the all the options and so just give it as a 62. If you give the 62, what will happen is it will display all the regions. Now, for now, what is happening here? It is displaying only the 50 regions. But in these 50 regions, I don't have my region. In which region I want to create the virtual machine. If you want to see all the list of the regions, what option we need to give? You need to give it as a 62. Please give the 62. Click on enter. Sorry, it's my mistake. 1 second, Andy. I'm giving the same command one more time. So here, if you observe here, what it is showing, enter list at prompt to print choice fully and currently it is showing the only partial choices. What is my requirement? I want to print all the available choices. So for that reason, it's not 62, it's my mistake actually. Instead of 62, what we have to type here, we need to type it as a list. Please type list list, then click on enter. Now see, now you can able to see around 112 regions we can able to see on the screen. Now what is the default one actually we are having in the console? US West 4B. What is the number for this? That is the 111 and just give it as a 111 here. Please enter your numeric choice for the region. So what is the value I'm giving here? I'm giving the value as a 111. After giving the 111, just click on enter. After giving this command, we need to type list. After that, please give it as a 111. This is for this default region. So to create the virtual machine in our default region, what is the value we are giving? We are giving the value as a 111 and so once you given the 111, if you observe here, what happened? Your machine has been created. What is the name of the machine? CDE Srini B19. This is the name of the machine. In which zone it's created? US West 4B. And what is the current status? Status is showing it as a running. This is the way simply you can able to create the machine from the Cloud SDK shell by depending on our requirement. Either we can create it from the console or we can create it from the Cloud SDK shell also. And actually, if you remember yesterday, if you want to connect to the putty shell, what is the IP we need to use? We need to use the external IP. That information also we can able to see on our Cloud SDK shell. Okay. Now I want to ensure that my machine is created or not. So how I can able to ensure that? One option, again, we can able to go to the console. In the console, we can able to see whether your machine is displaying or not. Just go to the console, click on refresh. So here earlier I'm having the only 2 machines only. Now once we are going to click on the refresh, Now you can able to see the new machine which we created. What is the machine I created? CDE Srini B19. This is the way simply from the Cloud SDK, you can able to create the virtual machines by depending on our requirements. Okay. Now, for example, I want to see all the machines from the Cloud SDK instead of using the console. My requirement is I want to see all the virtual machines from Cloud SDK shell.
Sorry, command for to check the machine is created or not. Whether
No, once you created, sorry, come again. Can you please repeat the question?
whether our machine is created or
Yeah,
not.
once your machine is created, you can able to see the output like this. And after giving the 111, once machine is created, you can able to see the output like this on your Cloud SDK shell. With that, we are ensuring that your machine is created or not. Otherwise, if you want to ensure that your machine is created or not, simply we can able to see go to the console. From the console, we can able to see whether machine is created or not. Now, what I'm telling here, instead of console, if you want to see whether what all are the machines are available in our Cloud Engine, Compute Engine, what we can do here, there we can able to use the again same Cloud SDK command. What we can do here is just give it as a gcloud compute instances. After that, just give it as a list. If you want to see the list of the buckets, what is the command we are using? We are giving it as a GSUtil space list. And if you want to see the list of the buckets in the Google Cloud, Google storage service, we are given the command called as a GSUtil space list. In the same way, if you want to see the list of the machines from the Cloud SDK, what we can do here, we can give the command called as a gcloud space compute space instances space list. This is the command just I'm running from the Cloud SDK shell. Now see here, how many machines I am having in my system? Actually, I'm having the total 3 machines in the console only. All the 3 machines you can able to see on the screen also. Coming to sample machine, I stopped the machine. That's the reason it is showing it as a terminated. Remaining 2 machines are in the running status only. For that reason, here we can able to see the value as a running. This is the way you can able to create the compute engine from the Cloud SDK shell. At the same time, someone is asking the question, how I can able to see whether my machine is created or not. What we can do, simply we can give the command called as a gcloud space compute space instance space list. Once we are given the list, automatically what will happen? It will display all the machines, whatever we are having on our console. That information you can able to see by using our Cloud SDK shell also. Please do these 2 activities, and if you are facing any issues, please let me know.
What is the command? I want to see all the configuration of the machine.
Sorry.
I want to see all the configuration, like storage, RAM, everything.
Can you please try with the config, Andy? So try with the configs list. Can you please try with that?
Okay.
Now, for example, my requirement is I want to stop the compute engine. Any guesses? What would be the command? I want to stop my compute engine. Any guesses? What would be the command? It's very simple, Andy. Same command we can able to take as part of create. Whatever the command we are using, you can use the same command. Instead of create, just give it as a stop. Don't do this activity, Andy. Just I'm telling, after completion of all the topics today, then you can able to run this command. With that, we can able to stop the machine. But if you want to stop the virtual compute engine from the Cloud SDK shell, what we can do, simply we can give the command called as a gcloud space compute space instances space. Give the keyword called as a stop. With this stop keyword, what we can do here, you can able to stop your compute engine from the Cloud SDK shell. In the same way, if you want to delete the compute engine, you can give same command one more time. Instead of stop, just give it as a delete. This activity also please do after completion of the today's session only, because by using this machine we are going to perform some other activities. That's the reason just wait for some time to run this command and this command. But just to complete discuss about all the commands, I'm telling that if you want to create the instance, just give it as a create. And if you want to see all the instances, all the virtual machines, we can give it as a gcloud space compute space instances space list. And if you want to stop the compute engine, we are giving it as a gcloud compute instances. We are using the new keyword called as a stop. By using the stop keyword, we can able to stop the compute engine. In the same way, if you want to delete it, what we can do here, we can give it as a gcloud compute instances, give the keyword called as a delete. With this, we can able to delete the virtual machines. Run this command after completion of the class.
Excuse me. Sir.
Yep.
Then what?
Now, can you repeat your question?
From the console to select the default region.
Oh.
You are going there into console and there you can see the option and
Yes.
here you will select.
Yes.
Going there, how can we do that
Without going where?
console?
No, actually, when you are going to create the virtual machines, actually you need to know, right, in which zone you need to create and all this information. So first we need to understand in which zone you need to create, and based on that, we need to select the available option from the Cloud SDK shell.
Okay, there we have so many options, right? So
Now your voice is coming in the mic also. Tell me. Can you please mute there?
1 second.
Actually, there we can see more, so many options, right?
Yes.
So from that option, how can we move? That is the only option outside.
No, actually coming to here, what we are doing, and we are creating our virtual machines for the practice purpose. And if you are going to do the practice purpose, I want to give some default zone, because if you are going to select this one, it is going to charge the less money. That's the reason I selected this option. But if you are going to work in the real time, what will happen? Your admin team or your team lead will specify in which zone we need to create the machines. And now, for example, your client, for example, you are working for the insurance client, insurance company client in your project. That insurance company is present in the UK sector, okay, in the UK country. Then what we have to do here, we need to select the zone which is related to the UK. If you are working for the US client, then we need to select the region which is specific to the US region. Based on that, so based on the client location, we are going to choose which region we need to select. But as part of our class, just for the saving the cost and just for giving the default option, we are giving this value. But if you are going to work in the real time, your admin team or your DevOps team or your team lead will decide in which zone we need to create the machines. And one more thing, if you are going to work in the real time, are we going to create the virtual machines? No, your DevOps team or admin team is going to create the virtual machines by depending on the requirement or by depending on the client location. They are going to decide all these things. And in our class, why we selected this option? Because this is the default option we are having in the console. If you are going to use the default option, what will happen? It is going to charge the less money. For that reason, I selected this region as part of creation of my virtual machine. Is it clear? Okay. Okay, now if you want to create, give the command as a create. If you want to stop, give the command as a stop. And if you want to delete, just give it the command as a delete. So this is the way simply we can able to create the Cloud SDK shell. This is the way we can able to create virtual machines from our Cloud SDK shell. Okay, now my requirement is I want to connect to this virtual machine by using putty shell. This is the first requirement, and second requirement is by using putty shell. What we can do yesterday, what we did by using the putty shell, we can run some Unix commands for our practice. In the today's session, we'll see some new thing, Andy. I want to launch a small web application. So what I want to do by using my compute engine or by using my virtual machine, I want to launch a small web application. So why we are creating the virtual machine? Instead of using my personal laptop, I am renting the virtual machine from the cloud. In that virtual machine, what we can do, we can able to perform any kind of activities, and you can able to install the software, or you can able to create the web applications, or you can able to run your Unix commands, or whatever the operations you want to perform, we can able to perform all those kind of operations by using our virtual machine. Indirectly, what we are doing here, just we are renting the machine from the cloud. On top of the rented machine, we can able to install the software, or we can able to launch any kind of applications, or we can able to run any kind of programs also. And already we discussed about how we can able to run the Unix commands by using the putty shell. Now in the today's session, just we'll try to launch a small web application. With that, we can able to understand how we can able to run the different types of applications by using our virtual machines. Okay. Now I want to connect to the virtual machine by using the putty shell. What is the first step we need to perform?
We need to generate key.
We need to generate the key. How to generate the key?
Putty generate.
We need to go to putty gen. How to go to putty gen? Directly we can type the putty gen. With that, you can able to see the putty gen like this. And otherwise, as we discussed yesterday, just to go to the start. Here I'm having the 64-bit putty 64-bit. Just go to the here and click on putty gen. Now what's the next step? Click on the generate key. Just click on generate. Just move your mouse here. From where? From the Cloud SDK?
No. Here option second is load existing private.
Load is for if you are already having the key to load that one only, but comment is generated, we are generating the new key. Okay. Now after that, what's the next step? In the key comment, we need to change the username. So for here, I'm giving the username is, for example, sample QT and
Not be used again.
Yeah, you can use the same key. So for example, if you're having that key handy, or if you're having that key in your notepad, you can use the same key, but just for repeating all the topics, whatever we discussed today, I'm doing all the steps again step by step only. Now see, for example, you are having the yesterday's key. Can we able to use the yesterday's key for the today's machine? If you want, we can use it. There is no, it won't create any kind of issues only, but just I want to repeat all the topics, whatever we discussed yesterday very quickly. That's the reason, just I'm doing all these steps again one more time in the step by step fashion. Is it clear? Okay. Now see here in the key comment, just what we have to do, we have to give the username. After that, we need to copy this key. Just for my convenience, I'm saving it in my notepad. And after that, whatever the key we created, by using this key, I want to create a file and this. So how to create a file? Just we need to click on the save private key, click on this. Now here I'm giving the file name. I'm giving the file name also, for example, sample QT. So we are given the file name as a sample QT, but tell me here, what is the purpose of this file? If you want to connect through the putty, we have to use a private key file. So for that reason, we are creating this file only. After that, just click on save. So we generated the key at the same time. We created the private key file in our local system. Then what is the next step? We need to pass this key to our virtual machine. For that, just I'm going to the console. In the console, what is the machine I'm using? Now, I created the new machine called as a CDE Srini B19 and just click on this. Click on your machine from the console and click on edit. Click on your machine, click on edit. This cannot be done from the Cloud SDK. This we have to do from the console only. Okay. Okay. Now here in the SSH keys, what we have to do, just we need to click on the add item and add the key here. Please don't click on the save only. Please do the activities up to here only. Please add your SSH key in the SSH key section. Whatever the key you generated, please add that key in the SSH key section by click on the add item. Okay. Now, actually, if you remember, what is my requirement?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, can't we do it from the Cloud SDK?
No, we cannot able to add the keys from the Cloud SDK.
Okay. Okay. Sir.
Okay. Yeah. Now, what is my requirement here? I want to launch my web application. Now, if you want to launch the web application, actually, here we need to enable our HTTP protocol or HTTPS protocol. So what is the requirement here? I want to launch a small web application, but from where you want to launch the web application, Andy? I want to launch the web application from my compute engine, which is nothing but your compute engine should accept the HTTP protocol or it should accept the HTTPS protocol. If you remember, yesterday we saw these two options as part of creation of our compute engine. Yesterday, what we did, we ignored that option because yesterday's requirement, I don't want to launch any kind of web application, Andy, but my today's requirement is in this virtual machine, I want to launch the web application. If you want to launch the web application, what we have to do here? We need to enable the HTTP or we need to enable the HTTPS. How we can enable this? After adding the key, if you scroll up, here you can able to see option called as a hello HTTP traffic or hello HTTPS traffic. Better you can enable both the options. Now immediately people will get the question, sir, yesterday we haven't done this activity, but today we are doing this activity. What is the reason? What is the reason? Because by using this compute engine, I want to launch the web application. How we are going to access the web application, Sandy? We need to give the URL in the Chrome browser or in the Firefox browser. From there, we need to access the web application. But if you want to access any web applications from the Chrome browser, it need to access the HTTP protocol or it need to accept the HTTPS protocol. That's the reason in our compute engine, we are enabling both the options. We are enabling HTTP at the same time. We are enabling HTTPS. Okay. If you are not going to enable it, what will happen? Your web application you cannot able to access from the browser. That's the reason compulsory we have to enable this option. Overall, what is the new activity we are doing in the today's session compared to yesterday? Only one extra activity, which is nothing but we are enabling the HTTP protocol and we are enabling the HTTPS protocol, and except that all the remaining things are same. Okay. After doing this change also, now click on save. Just I'm typing fastly what I'm doing only. First step, generate the key and store private key file in local system. Next, add the keys to your virtual machine from console. Next, enable HTTP and HTTPS protocols or in firewall section. So these 4 activities so far we completed. Now next step is actually if you want to enable, if you want to launch a web application, we need to enable a component called as so this is the component we need to enable in our GCP in our console. And what is the component we are going to enable? We are going to enable the APIs and services. API is nothing but application programming interface. And why we are going to enable this? Because if you want to launch the web application, we need to enable one option called as a APIs and services on our GCP console. So for that reason, just we have to go to this service or this component. Now you tell me how we can go to any component from the console. Just we need to go to the search. And here just type the word called as a APIs and services. Please type this in your console. Please type APIs and services. After that, here if you see in the bottom, you can able to see the multiple options. And here you can able to see one of the component called as a APIs and services. Please click on that. Please click on APIs and services. Whatever you are seeing as part of your search option, please click on this. Okay. And if you see here, my screen only, in my screen, what I'm having some kind of dashboard, but in your screen, what you are seeing the option called as a enable APIs. And please click on that. Please click on enable API. I hope you are seeing this option, right? Enable APIs. Okay, please click on that. So if you want to launch the web application, we need to enable the APIs and services. Then only what will happen, you can able to launch the web application, which is nothing but overall we are doing the 2 extra activities. And one is nothing but we are going to enable the HTTP and HTTPS protocol in our virtual machine. Other than that, we are going to enable one component called as an APIs and services. This is the one more thing we need to enable if you want to launch the web application. Okay. Now, by using putty shell, we need to perform other activities. Those activities are nothing but first we need to install web server. So actually, whenever you want to launch any web application, and compulsory what need to happen, we need to install the web server. After that, we need to create a index page. Why we need to create the index page? And you want to launch the web application in the browser. If you are going to give the URL, what need to happen? It need to display some kind of content on your browser. But how we can able to get the content? We need to create the index page. Generally, if you want to see any content in the browser, what is the command? What is the language we are going to use? Any idea? We will use a language called as a HTML language, and with the help of the HTML code, what we can do here, we can able to create our pages by depending on our requirement. I will give small 4 to 5 lines of code. By using that code, what we can do here, indirectly we are going to create the index page, which is nothing but if you want to launch the web application, first we need to install the web server. After installing the web server, we need to create an index page by using the language called as a HTML language, and from where we need to perform these operations. From the putty shell, we need to perform these operations. Now, I want to open the putty shell. How to open the putty shell? Click on start. You can type for putty, or if you want, you can go for putty 64-bit. Here, click on putty. Now, what it is asking first? First, we need to provide the host name, and from where we can able to get the host name? From the console, you can able to get it. Otherwise, from the Cloud SDK also, we can able to get it, Andy. Now, you try to give the answer. From the Cloud SDK, I want to get the IP address of my machine. How I can able to get it? Already we discussed. What is the command we can do? Simply gcloud space compute space instances space list. If you are giving this command, it will display all the machines which are running in your console, Andy. Now, for this machine, I want to check the external IP address. So from here only, you can able to check the external IP address. Just I'm copying this. We are given the IP address. Then what's the next step? We need to give our private key file. How to give the private key file? In the left side panel, go to SSH, then go to auth, then give the credentials. After that, click on browse. Here, what is my file name? I given the file name as a sample qt, and this is my file name. I'm giving sample qt. Then click on open. After that, again click on open. Click on accept. My username is sample qt. Click on enter. So this is the way simply we can able to connect to the putty shell. Don't think that I'm going fast, because all these topics, all these points already we discussed in the yesterday's session. I am assuming that you created at least 2-3 machines and you connected through the putty shell. Yesterday I given that assignment, and you need to create the 2-3 machines, and for all those machines you need to connect to the putty shell. If you did all those activities, automatically you can able to understand what we are discussing as part of our today's session. Okay, just 1 second. I will increase the font. Okay, just I change the color of my putty shell, and I given it as a white color for our easy visual purpose. And I increase the font also here. Now this is the way we can able to connect to the putty shell. Okay. Now you tell me, yesterday we discussed about one more thing, Andy. If you want to install any kind of software, what is the command we need to give? Sudo space
apt update.
Apt. After that, we need to give the install. Then we need to specify if you want to install the Python, we have to give the Python, or if you want to install any other softwares, we have to give it as a that other software name. With that, we can able to install our all the required softwares. Only now to create the virtual machines. First, give this command. Run this command sudo space apt space update. Sudo space apt space update. Just click on enter. Just give the command called as first sudo space apt space update, and so with this command, what will happen is whatever the softwares, if it is available in your putty shell, all those softwares are going to update with the latest versions, and after that, to install, actually what I told you, we need to install the web server, right? To install the web server, we are going to use the software called as a Apache 2 software, and for that reason we are given the command called as a sudo space apt space install space Apache 2. Please give this command. Second command. It is asking, do you want to continue or not? Just I'm giving Y. Click on enter. This is the command one, sudo space apt space update. This is the command one. What is the second command? Sudo space apt space install space Apache 2. This is the second command we need to trigger.
First command will update all applications.
Yes, whatever the applications are there in the putty shell, and those all are going to update. After that, we are going to install our web server. For web server, what is the software we are using here? We are using it as a Apache 2. So for that reason, we are giving it as a sudo space apt space install space Apache 2.
Sir, already we are the admins, right? Who have created or we are logging. So do we need to give this sudo as well?
Yeah, better to give this service. So because if you are giving this one, it won't give any kind of errors actually.
Okay, okay, sir. Thanks.
Sir, that Apache shell server is already created, or else?
No, if you are going to run this command with this, it is going to create the Apache server. If I'm going to run this command, then what will happen? It is going to install Apache server. It is going to install the software of Apache. Everything is performing automatically in your putty shell. I am seeing progress is 99%. It is not moving. Other people is completed. Yours also 99% only.
So without doing an upgrade, you can't install Apache.
No, you can install it, but just for the removing any kind of issues, we are giving it as updated. So without giving this also directly you can able to install the Apache 2. Why we are giving this is if we are having any applications in our putty shell, just to update all those applications, we are giving this command. Okay. All the people are seeing the same 99%. Yours is completed? No? 99% only.
Yes, 99%.
Just 1 second, and I will close and open it again. Okay, can you do one thing, Andy? So can you please close this window and open the putty shell one more time? Then give these two comments, because when I did this activity, I'm able to complete all the operations. So for me, it is installation is completed.
So directly closing, sir?
Yeah, you can close it, no issues. Directly you can close the putty shell. After that, open again putty shell one more time. After that, give the both the commands one by one. So for whomever it is completed installation, no need to close the putty shell, and for whomever it is showing 99% is completed, please close the putty shell and reopen the putty shell as we discussed earlier. And after that, give the command called as a sudo space apt space update. After that, give the one more command called as a sudo space apt space install space Apache 2.
So now can I keep version something to see if it is installed?
Sorry?
Can I give versions on the command is there to see if it is installed?
Yeah, you can, yeah, you can do it.
Sir, it is executed, sir.
Okay, fine. Wait for some time and I will give the instructions next time. Just I'm waiting for all other folks also. It's working now? Okay. Okay. It's working. Yeah, now people are able to doing this activity properly without any issues, and I'm not sure what happened earlier. But once you close, not 100%. It's completed. For you, how much percent completed? Oh. Other people, anyone facing issues?
99%.
Still again showing after closing the window also. After closing and reopening the partition, I'm asking.
Sir, it is showing like 0 updates, 0 installed, 0 removed.
Yeah, which is nothing but this is completed and your installation is completed.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, sir, but this command will install the web related items, web server related.
Yes, it's a kind of a web server and it will install your web server on your putty machine.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So after completion of this study, so now what's the next step? We need to create the index page. If you want to create the index page, so we need to create the index page in this path only. So if you see, this is the path we are going to use. Var space, www space, html space, sorry, slash index.html. In this page or index window, in this HTML file, we need to provide all our HTML code. With that, what will happen? You can able to create your index page. So for that, we need to give the command called as sudo space, nano space. This entire path we have to give. Please try to give this command from your consoles, from your partition. Otherwise, I will do one thing. I will copy paste this command and these lines of code in our Telegram group. You can copy it from there.
What we do here instead of Telegram.
Sir, when I give the command default, something is coming, sir. Document type HTML.
Yeah, just wait for, just give that command and wait for some time and I will tell you the next steps. Yeah, in our chart only I'm giving, and in the Zoom chart only I'm giving here. Please take it from here. Just give the command called as sudo space, nano space, then give this entire path. Sudo
It
space,
is not
nano space.
stored in this path, then how can we give in?
Sorry, come again.
We are not storing anything in this path, right?
Yeah, we are not storing anything, but by default, this file would be available already in your partition. And if you can give this command, so for example, if you see my screen, all the people, if I'm giving this command, if I click on enter, you can able to see already one page is available with the index.html, and here you can able to see lot of code, which is nothing but this is the default file already present in our partition after installation of our Apache 2 software. Okay. Now, actually, this is the code we are having already in this file only. Now, I want to give my own code here. Now, if you want to give the code, what we have to do? First, we need to remove all these lines only. To remove all these lines, please give the Control K. Please click on Control K. Control K. So, if you click on Control K continuously, or if you press the Control K, automatically it will remove all the lines from here. Please press on Control K. K for King. Control K. Just you can press on the Control K, and with the Control K, what will happen? It will remove all the lines of your index.html file. Control K. Please remove all the lines which are present already in this file. Okay. Now after that, whatever the lines of the HTML code I given, please copy those lines of code into your .html file in the partition. Whatever the lines of code I given in the Zoom chart, you can able to copy those lines and paste here. by right click of your mouse. If you right click,
I cannot see the chat message.
other people, you are able to see the message? Or you are
No,
not
sir.
able?
Maybe you have pasted in like their DM, not here. Telegram.
Sorry, Andy,
I
sorry.
don't see it.
In
I'm picking-
Telegram also nothing is
No,
there.
no,
huh?
1 second, I'm pinging you. I think I
No,
pinged
sir,
only.
no, we can't see the message.
Can you please check now?
Now it is there,
Yes,
sir.
yes. No.
Yeah, yes. It's not Telegram, Andy, it's a Zoom meeting chat. Okay, then I will ping you in the Telegram also. Yeah, I pinged it in the both Telegram chat and also I pinged it in the Zoom chat also, Andy. So whatever is the convenient way, from there you can able to copy it.
How to paste, sir? Control P.
No. Just right click. So in this one, after copying, just in this window, right click from your mouse. Once you right click, automatically it will copy. Sorry, it will paste. Sorry.
I don't see copy option in the Zoom. I don't see
Yes, sir. Copy command is not working.
in Zoom.
In Zoom.
Yes, yes.
Zoom chat.
Maybe it has been disabled by admins.
I'm able to see. Might be you are the okay.
Maybe admins has disabled for the viewers.
Yeah, correct, Andy. Yeah, if you are unable to copy, what I will do is after completion of the class, I will send it in the mail to you, Andy. So from there, you can able to try to get information. Otherwise, quickly, what I will do now, 1 second.
From Telegram, it is working. Team from Telegram, we can copy and paste.
Yeah, someone is saying that from the Telegram, you can do this activity, Andy. So please do this activity from the Telegram if you want. Or if you are unable to perform the activity immediately, so please try to understand here what we are doing. So with that, after completion of class also, you can able to do this one. Okay, so people whomever copied this content to your index.html file. Now, what's the next step, Andy? We need to come out from this shell or come out from this window. For that, please click on Control X. Please click on Control X. After that, it is asking that save modified buffer, Andy. There, give it as a Y. First, click on Control X. After that, give Y and click on Enter. Then you will come out from that window, and now you can able to see again your putty prompt.
Sir, for me, it is exiting from that like editor while.
Yes, correct. And so you are going to exit from the editor by giving the Control X, and why you are exiting from the editor. Then you are coming back to your putty window.
So Control X means it won't delete anything, right?
It won't delete. It is exiting, Andy, as I told you.
Just exit. Okay.
Yes. So what I'm telling here, to remove all the lines, we need to press the Control K. After that, copy and paste below code. How to paste it in the editor? Just we have to give the click on, right click on your mouse. With this, you can able to copy paste this content to your editor. After that, we need to exit. If you want to exit the editor window, give it as Control+X for exit. After that, give the value as a Y, then click on Enter. I am typing all the steps, whatever we need to follow. If you are doing with me, well and good. If you are not doing with me, after completion of the class, by seeing all these steps, you can able to perform the activity. It's very simple, Andy. Just you need to open one file. In this file, we need to keep our HTML code. But in this file, already we are having the default code. For that reason, to remove all the default code, what we are doing here, we are giving it as a Control K. By using the Control K, what we can do here, you can remove all the lines which are present in your index.html file. After removing all the lines, we are going to copy this code. And if you want to paste this code in the editor, just we need to right click on the mouse. With that, you can able to paste the code. After that, we need to exit from the editor window. If you want to exit from the editor window, what we have to do, we need to click on we need to give it as a Control X. After that, it is asking yes or no. We have to give it as a yes and click on Enter. With that, you are coming out of the editor window. Okay. Now, overall, what we did here so far, we install the web server. At the same time, we created the index page also, Nandi. Now, what we need to do, we need to see whether our index page is working properly or not. If you want to see that information, you need to take your external IP address. Take external IP address of your machine. Take external IP address of your machine. Then open Chrome browser. Open new tab and give this URL there. Whatever the IP address you copied, and so please give that IP address in the URL of your Chrome browser tab. If you want to see the databases information, here we can able to provide the query for this table. So databases. Can you please go on mute? Whomever is listening the database concepts now. One of the online person is listening the database concepts parallelly. Please open the Chrome browser. In the Chrome browser, please give your IP address of the machine. Once we given the IP address of the machine, what we are getting, Andy? We are getting it as a hello world. Hope everyone has seen this message, or you are getting any errors?
From where we taking this IP address, sir?
From where we need to take the IP address, you only tell me. Try to recollect.
External.
Compute
External.
console also.
For your compute engine, we are going to have the external IP address. That IP address, either you can take it from the console or you can take it from the cloud SDK also, by depending on your convenience.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Are you able to see the hello world?
I got message like it is taking too long to respond and the site can't be reached.
Okay, have you enabled the HTTP and HTTPS protocols in your system, in your compute engine?
No, I did not.
You need to enable it, right? That I specifically mentioned. Just to go to the compute engine, click on edit and enable the HTTP and HTTPS both, and with that only you can able to get this information. Sorry. Which one? No need to execute anything, Andy. Just you need to come out from the window. After coming out from the editor, just you have to give the IP address directly here. Control X, then give Y, click on enter. Control X, give Y, click on enter. Now you are coming out from the editor window to the normal putty shell window. After that, take the IP address of your compute engine, give that in the browser. With that, you need to see this message. Why it is showing the hello world, Andy? Because whatever the HTML code we have written, in that HTML code, just we given the hello world within the H1, and H1 is nothing but our header information. So here we are giving it as a hello world, which is nothing but whatever the HTML code we written. By using this HTML code, we are populating that value on top of your browser. So overall, what we have done here, just we created a small web applications, very simple small web application, and why we are discussing all these things here, just to understand by using the compute engine we can able to perform any kind of activities. Like yesterday we ran the Unix commands. Today what we did, we launched the web applications. All these kind of activities we can able to perform on top of your virtual machine. Indirectly virtual machine is acting as your personal laptop, and just to want to prove that we are doing all these activities here, just for understanding, just to get some kind of hands-on the virtual machine, we are doing all these kind of activities. But tell me, if you are going to work in the real-time projects, are we going to create the web applications? As a cloud data engineer, we are not going to create any kind of web applications, and then why we are discussing all these things? Might be some people will think that why we are discussing all these unnecessary things. Just to get some kind of hands-on experience on the virtual machines, we are discussing all these things, and we are spending this much of time on all these things. And with this, what will happen? You spent 1 hour or 2 hours of time on the virtual machine. You did some kind of installations, or you did some kind of updates, and you are launching some kind of applications. With that, you can able to get some kind of good experience and hands-on experience on the virtual machine or on our compute engine. That's the reason only just we are spending this much of time. Otherwise, I can able to say, if we are going to work in the real-time project, we are not going to create any kind of web applications, but better to have knowledge about all these kind of topics, and just for our understanding purpose. Okay, everyone seeing this message, or still you are facing any
Yes, sir.
issues?
I got it, sir, after enabling the
You got it,
firewall.
right? Very good. Other people?
Yes, sir.
You enable your HTTP and HTTPS? Yes. Okay, we'll check it after the class. Okay. Online people, anyone facing any issue? In offline, one person is facing the issue, he is getting some error. Any other folks are facing the issue? Online people?
No, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
yeah.
Sir, yeah, I have copy paste that one in the index.html.
Okay.
So like while I'm pressing Control X means it is asking file name to return.
Yeah, give
Right.
the Y and so just give the Y and click on enter. In
Yes,
the
yes, I have.
editor, click on
Okay.
Control X. After
Okay.
that, give Y and click on enter. Then you will come out from the editor automatically.
Okay, okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. Now see here, just I want to launch the one more page only. Just now we see only simple word called as a hello world. After completion of all the steps, we are seeing it as a hello world on top of our machine. So we are calling it as a very simple web application. Now I want to launch the one more application with some kind of color coding and everything. How we can able to get the colors and everything, Andy? Again, for that also we need to write the same HTML code only. But here I'm already having the HTML code. I am putting this HTML code again in the chart. If you want, you also can do practice in parallel with me.
Sir, in real time, for any requirement, shall we use this HTML or CSS?
No. So we are not going to use any HTML files as part of our real time. You are not going to write any kind of HTML code also as part of real time. Just for understanding how we are installing the web applications as part of our compute engine only, we are discussing about these topics. Okay. Now see here. Now I want to launch the one more page and now you try to give the answer. What are all the steps we need to perform? I want to launch this HTML code on my web page. So what activities we need to perform? In which file we need to keep all this code?
Do we need to use same index?
Yeah, we need to use the same index.html file. And whatever the file earlier we used, we are going to use the same file one more time. Again, what we have to do, we have to give the same command. Just give the same command, click on enter. Now I want to remove the previous lines of the code. How I need to remove the previous lines of the code as we discussed already?
Control K.
Click on Control K.
K.
Just click on Control K. It will remove all the lines automatically. People whomever missed the previous few minutes back, you can able to revisit all the things whatever I'm discussing here. If you give the Control K, it is removing all the lines. After that, whatever the lines of code I pinged you just now, please copy those lines of code. Please copy those lines of code, whatever I pinged in the Telegram group and also in our Zoom chat. Copy and paste. How to paste it? Just right click here in the editor. If you click on the right click of the mouse, automatically your entire code will be pasted. After that, I want to exit. How to exit? Control X. After that, just to give it as a Y. Don't do any extra steps, Andy. Control X. After that, just to give it as a Y. Click on enter. Now you came out from the editor to our normal putty shell, and just to open this file, give the Control K, remove all the lines and copy paste whatever the lines we copied to in that window. After that, give the Control X and click on Y. With that, you can able to come out from the editor. Now what is the next step? Your file is ready. Index.html file is ready. Now what is the next step? You want to see this content in the browser. In the browser, we need to copy again. We need to copy the external IP address. Give the same external IP address. Now tell me, our external IP address is going to change now?
Yes,
no,
sir.
right? Whatever the previous external IP address we are having for the compute engine, same address we are going to use. Just here paste the IP address, click on enter. Now see what's happening. It is displaying some color kind of color data only, because in our HTML code we applied some kind of some lines of the code with different types of the colors. With that, what is happening here? You are getting this kind of output. So previously it's a simple word, hello world, without having any kind of color coding. But now we are getting all the color coding. How we are getting all this kind of color coding? Because whatever the HTML lines of code I given, there I applied some kind of coloring and I applied some kind of bold, I applied some kind of header configurations, and because of that reason only, we are seeing this entire window on your web browser. Just read this once. Hello Bash 90. What next? What it means?
Practice makes perfect, but practice makes champions.
Yeah, what
practice,
it means,
practice.
Yeah. So by seeing this also, please try to recollect what we have to do. We have to do the practice, Andy. I know first time if you are doing all these things, might be you will face some kind of issues, Andy. Now see, on the first day we discussed about the Cloud SDK. How much time it taken to you to understand? It taken 1 hour or 1 day. Now today, if I'm asking you to open the Cloud SDK shell, within how much time you can able to open the Cloud SDK shell? Within 2-3 minutes, you can open it and you can able to configure it and you can able to go to your project. First day taken the 2-3 hours of time, but today you are doing the same activity within 2 hours only. In the same way, every component is going to work like that only. We discussed about the cloud storage by creating the buckets and everything. First day or second day, it taken the around 3 to 4 hours of time to understand, to do the practice. Now today, what you can do? You know about how to create the bucket. Directly you can go to the cloud storage service. You need to click on the bucket and you can able to access all the buckets from the Cloud SDK also. In the same way, today we are discussing about the compute engine. We are discussing a small topic about how to launch the web application. Might be you are getting the confusion by seeing all the steps, Andy. Once you are going to perform the practice for 2, 3, 4 number of times, automatically what will happen? Tomorrow we can able to perform the same activities within 5 to 10 minutes. Only thing is nothing but if you are going to do the more practice with that, automatically you can able to habituate with all the steps, whatever we are doing. With that, you can able to get some kind of comfortness for the purpose of doing our other topics which are coming in the coming classes. Okay. Any questions again so far up to here, please ask me. After completion of the class, I will share this code and I will share this code also, Randy. If whomever is facing the issues or if anyone is not doing the practicals in parallel with me, what you can do after completion of the class, first time give this code, you will get one kind of output. After that, again open the same file. In that file, again give these lines of code. With this, you are going to see the other kind of data on top of your browser. Now, what is the main purpose of this entire session now so far? Just to understand what we discussed newly today, Andy, we are launching a web application. How we are launching the web application? We are doing the only 3 new activities as part of our today's session. First one, in the compute engine, we need to enable HTTP and HTTPS. That is the first activity we did newly in the today's session. Second activity, we need to go to the API services, APIs and services. There we need to enable the service, Andy. That is the second activity we perform newly as part of our today's session. After that, we need to install the web server by using the command called as a sudo apt install apache 2. This is the command we need to give for the purpose of installing your web server. After that, just we need to write the HTML code. In which file we need to write? In the index.html file, we need to write the code, Andy. So these are the steps. Only 4 steps we discussed as part of our today's session. With that, you can understand how we can able to launch a web applications by using our compute engine. Okay. Now just I will add few more points here. So far, by using compute engine, we understood how to run our Unix commands. In the same way, we discussed about how to run web applications. I know this is the very small web application just for understanding, and in the real time, we are not going to create any kind of web application. Just for understanding, we created a small web applications from our compute engine. Now, for example, my requirement is I want to install the PySpark. Can we do it or not? You can do it.
Yeah.
I want to install the Scoop. Can we do it or not? We can do it. For example, I want to install the Hive. Can we do it or not? We can do it. And so see here, indirectly, all these are comes under our big data stack. And whatever the software you want to install, just we can able to install it. Just you need to search in the Google what is the command we have to use. Earlier, for installing the Apache software, what is the command we given? Sudo apt install Apache 2. In the same way, if you want to install the Python, you have to give it as a sudo space apt space install space Python. In the same way, whatever the software or whatever the stack you want to install, and just you can give that command. With that, we can able to install all the required software on top of your compute engine. Again, I'm only asking, in the real time, are we doing these activities? No, but better to have knowledge about all these kind of things only, because as we discussed earlier in the yesterday's session, in coming days, what we are going to create? Clusters. When creating the clusters, what it is creating internally? It will create virtual machines only. Cluster is nothing but it's the combination of
VMs.
one or more VMs.
So this
one second. So here cluster is nothing but it's the combination of one or more VMs. And once you can understand about one virtual machine, understanding about 10 virtual machines or 20 virtual machines is not a big deal. And because in the coming classes, morely we are going to discuss about the clusters. When we are going to discuss about the clusters, at that point of time, we are going to deal with the multiple virtual machines. And but if you don't have knowledge about the compute engine, or if you don't have knowledge about the single virtual machine, at that point of time, you are going to get a lot of confusion. That's the reason only we are spending 2 to 3 days of time on top of our compute engine and on top of our virtual machine topics. Okay, any questions so far?
Sir, this virtual machine, once you created the cluster, this virtual machine has been interconnected.
Yes, obviously, right? See,
Okay.
what I'm saying here, we are creating the clusters. As part of clusters, we are going to specify, I want to create the 5 machines cluster, and so which is nothing but it is going to create the 5 machines. Now, in between these 5 machines, what is going to happen? Obviously, communication is going to happen. Who will take care of the communication? Your cloud platform will take care of the communication, because we are creating all these 5 machines within the cluster only. So in the cluster, whatever the machines we are having, in between those machines, it will take care of the communication automatically from your GCP platform.
Okay, sir. One more thing, sir.
Yeah.
So this PySpark scoop we have installed in our VM means when we stop that means it won't charge.
Obviously, so see, if you are going to stop it, what will happen automatically? It is not going to charge. And if you are going to delete it, what will happen? If you are going to delete, your machine will gone. At the same time, all the software also will gone, and again you need to create the machine, and again you need to install all the required things. Okay, so if you are going to do the stop or delete activities, automatically everything will gone. And if you are going to click on the stop, what will happen? They are not going to charge any kind of money.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you are asking something on the offline person. No. For now, forgot about the cluster. Just understand what is the cluster at the high level. In the coming classes, in detail, we are going to discuss about the clusters. And you are having the GKs, we are having the multiple types of the cluster. At that point of time, we'll discuss about all the different types of the clusters. Okay. Any other questions so far? Okay. If no questions, Andy, how many of you completed the practice on the Unix commands, whatever I shared yesterday? How many of you completed practice on the Unix commands, whatever I shared in the yesterday? Completed, very good. Other people?
Done, sir.
Nice, okay. So see here, yesterday we are having the only 10 commands, Andy. Now here you can able to see the again 10 more commands in the same Excel sheet. I will share this Excel sheet with you. So please go through all these commands also one more time, Andy. So these are the commands from the 11 to I think we have till 25. Today I'm going to give the 15 more commands, Andy. Please do the practice on all these commands. Again, all these are the basic commands on top of your Unix. Just I will run all these commands one by one quickly. From where we have to run all these commands? From the putty shell. Now I launched the web application by using my putty shell. Now can I run my Unix commands or not? Is it possible or not? We can run it, Andy. So don't think that if you are launching the web application, we cannot able to run the Unix commands, or if you are running the Unix commands, we cannot able to launch the web application. Don't think like that. You can able to do both the activities in parallel also. In the same virtual machine, you can able to launch the web application. In the same virtual machine, what we can do, if you want, we can able to run the Unix commands also by depending on our requirement. Now, just what I'm doing here is, I want to create the directory. How to create the directory? mkdir, I'm giving the name as a, for example, Srini. Now I want to go to the Srini directory. How to go to Srini directory? How to go to Srini directory? CD command space Srini, and with this you can able to go to the Srini directory. Now I want to see in which directory I am working. What is the command? PWD. All these are new, or already I shared these commands in the yesterday's Excel sheet. All these are the commands which I shared in the yesterday's Excel sheet, Andy, because in the coming classes, we are occasionally discussing about all these kind of commands, and please try to have good knowledge on all these commands. All these are the very basic commands. Within 1 or 2 hours only, you can able to complete the practice, and you can able to understand about all these commands, Andy. That's the reason only I given all the list of the commands in the Excel sheet. Okay. Now I created the folder. Now in this folder, I want to create the file. How to create the file? By using the touch. Okay. Command. If you are given the touch sample.txt, what is happening? You are creating the file, but in this file, do we have any data? Just we created the dummy file, and now I want to create the file with the data. Then what we can do? Cat greater than, we need to give the greater than symbol. After that,
File
I am
name.
giving, for example, sample1.txt. This is my file name. In this file, I am giving some data like this, for example.
Components.
So I'm giving some data in this file and after that, if you want to come out from here, just give it as a Control D. If you want to exit from the editor, earlier we given the Control X and D, but coming to here, we need to give it as a Control D. With the Control D, what will happen? You can able to come out from this shell. Okay, can you please silent? Okay. It is disturbing other people. Sorry for that. Okay. So this is the way you can able to create the file. Now I want to see the list of the files. How I can able to see the list of the files, Andy? Just give it as a ls command. With the ls command, you can able to see the list of the files. Okay. Now my requirement is, other than Srini folder, I want to create the one more folder. How we can able to create the one more folder? Just we have to with the same mkdir command, but I want to create the one more folder in the root path and not in the Srini folder. What I need to do?
Dot
First we need to come back from the Srini folder. How to come back? cd space dot dot. With that, we are coming back from the Srini folder and now if I'm given the ls command, what will happen? Now you can able to see the Srini folder. Now here I want to create the one more folder. I'm giving mkdir Srini 1. If you are given the ls, now you can able to see the two folders and one is the Srini folder and other one is the Srini 1 folder. Now actually if you remember, earlier in the Srini folder, I'm having the file called as a sample1.txt file. Now I want to copy this file from Srini folder to Srini 1 folder. How we can able to copy? I want to copy the file from Srini folder to Srini 1 folder. How we can able to copy here? In the cloud storage or in our buckets and if you want to copy the files, what is the command we given? gsutil space cp command. In the same way, here also if you want to copy the files, and we are having the command called as a copy command. But what are the inputs we need to provide for the copy? You need to give the source path and we need to give the target path. Now coming to here, what is the source path?
Srini.
In the Srini folder, I'm having the file. That file I want to copy. To where you want to copy? Into the Srini 1 folder I want to copy. That's the reason we need to give the path of your folder. Just I'm giving copy. This is the root path. After that, give the slash. Then I'm giving Srini folder slash. Then I'm giving sample1.txt. So see here, what is the path I'm giving here? I'm giving the root path slash my folder name slash sample1.txt. This is the source path and now what is the target path? We need to give your root path again. This is the root path. Home slash sample qt is nothing but our root path and now in this path, I'm having the folder called as a Srini 1. Now in this Srini 1 folder, I want to copy this file sample1.txt. So indirectly we are given the copy command, we are given the source path, we are given the target path. Sir, suddenly from where this is came into the picture? Srini folder we created, Srini 1 folder we created, but from where this home slash sample qt came? This is the root path and we haven't created this path in the putty shell. This is the root path. In the root path, you created the Srini folder, you created the Srini 1 folder. Whenever you want to give the path of the file, we need to give the complete path and which is nothing but home slash sample qt slash Srini slash file name. This is the source one. Coming to target also home sample qt Srini 1. Then we need to give the sample1.txt. Just click on enter. Now see your file is copied. To which folder your file is copied? To the Srini 1. How to go to Srini 1? cd Srini 1. How to see you whether file is copied or not? Just give the command called as a ls command. Now see earlier we don't have any files in the Srini 1 folder. Now you can able to see the file called as a sample1.txt. We created or we copied? We copied this file and this is the way simply by using the copy command, you can able to copy the file from one folder to other folder. Okay. Now in the same way, my one more requirement is I want to move the file. What is the meaning of move? Online people, can you please go on mute? Whomever is not talking.
MV.
So what we can do, simply we can give the command called as a MV command and if you are going to give the MV command, what will happen? It will remove the file from the source folder. it will copy the file to your target folder. Now in the source folder, can we able to see the file? No. As part of copy, in the both the folders, you can able to see the same file only. But whenever we are given the move, what will happen? In the source folder, you are not going to have the file. Only in the target folder, you can able to see the file. Okay, that is the way we can able to use our move command. Now in the same way, if you observe, this is about move. What is the purpose of head?
Display in console.
See here, if I'm given the cat sample1.txt, we are getting all this data only. Now what I'm doing here is I'm creating a file like this. I'm creating a file called as a day1.txt file. In this file, for example, I'm copying this entire content. Just give Control D. You can able to type any number of lines by depending on your requirement only. Now in the day1.txt file, how many lines I copied? I copied the so many number of the lines here. Now for example, if I am going to give the head command, head day1.txt. See what's happening? Here the command. Just 1 second. Head day1.txt. Now see here, from here I given the command, but it is displaying all the data whatever we pasted in the file, and it is displaying only the few lines. It is displaying only the few lines only, which is nothing but in the real time. Sometime what will happen is you are going to deal with a very huge amount of files only, but you don't want to see the complete content of the file. You want to see only the sample data by depending on your requirement. You want to see only first 5 lines, or you want to see only first 10 lines, or you want to see only first 20 lines of the file. Whenever we are having such kind of requirement, then we can able to use the command called as a head command. But here we are not giving how many number of lines you want to see, and if you are not giving any such kind of information, by default it will display the top 10 lines. For example, my requirement is I want to see only top 5 lines, and in the situation, head -5 day1.txt. By using this argument, you can able to specify how many number of lines you want to see from the file. If you click on enter, now see how many number of lines it is displaying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or for example, you want to see only first line, head -1 day1.txt file. This is the way by using this command you can able to see only one line only. So this is the way by using the head command you can able to see only limited number of lines by depending on our requirement. In the real time we are going to deal with the very huge files only, but you don't want to see the complete content of the file. You want to see only the top 10 lines or 5 lines. Whenever we are having such kind of requirement, then we can give the command called as a head command. Now in the same way, I want to see the last 5 lines of the code, last 5 lines of the file. Then what we can do? If you want to see the top, we are given the head. If you want to see the last 5 lines only, then we are having the command called as a tail command. Give just tail day1.txt. So what will happen? It will display the last 10 lines, whatever you are having in the file. Now here also, if you want, what we can do, we can able to control it only. I'm giving tail -5 day1.txt. What will happen? It will display the only 5 lines, but which 5 lines? Top 5 lines or last 5 lines? It will display the last 5 lines. Okay, this is the way from a file you can able to see the top 5 lines, or you can able to see the last 5 lines by depending on the requirement. So to perform these operations, we are going to use the commands called as nothing but head and tail. Now you tell me, all these are simple or complex, Andy? All these are very simple. And again, if you see here, for every command I given the information like this. If you, what is the purpose of head command? To display the top contents of the file. By default, it will display the top 10 lines. What about the tail? To display the bottom content of the file, we are given the tail command. By default, it will display the last 10 lines, and like that. For every command, you can able to see the purpose of the command, and you can able to see the syntax, and you can able to see the example also. Please try to perform the practice for these 15 commands. And if you are having any kind of questions on these commands as part of practice only, please make a note. And during the classes, if you want, I can able to repeat these commands also one more time. It won't take much time, only mostly 15 to 20 minutes. It will take time to discuss about all these things. But all these are the basic commands. That's the reason I am asking you to do the practice directly for all these commands. Is it clear? Now total how many commands we are having? 25 commands. So like this, overall I can able to say we are having 40 to 50 comments on the Unix only. All these are the basic comments you should have knowledge, because as a cloud data engineer in the real time, sometimes we are going to use the Unix commands also. That's the reason better to have knowledge about all these basic Unix commands. Okay. Now, for example, you completed the practice for these 10 commands. What you can do? You can do the practice one more time and try to run all these commands at least 5-6 number of times and with that what will happen? You will get good knowledge on all these commands and you will get the habituation on the shell, on our putty shell, and you can understand when we need to go for what kind of command. With that you can able to get the good knowledge and if you completed the practice one time, well and good. Repeat the same thing, repeat the same thing, repeat the same thing. To run all these commands, I can able to say how much time it will take. You tell me. 25 commands to run, how much time it will take at max? First time I will agree to understand and to write everything. It will take 1 to 2 hours only. Second time, 45 minutes. Third time, 30 minutes. Coming to fifth time, to run all these commands at max, it will take the only 5 to 10 minutes only. Indirectly, no need to spend much amount of time on these basic commands, but try to perform the practice for all these commands at least 5 to 6 number of times. With that, you can able to get the good understanding about all these our basic Unix commands. Is it clear? Okay. Okay, then that's all for today, Andy. So we'll connect again at 11:45.
Sir, you
Sir,
will clear my error at
Yeah,
11:45
we'll discuss the
or
questions,
now?
Andy. No, only we'll discuss about your error. So we'll connect at 11:45 session. If anyone having the questions, please stay here. Otherwise, if you want, you can able to leave the class. Thank you.
sir, ఇందాక క్రియేట్ చేసిన శాంపుల్ టెక్స్ట్ అవి